Advantage Athletic Therapy, personalized rehabilitation programs with a whole body approach. Enjoy the podcast.
Plan your next trip with Ride Norfolk. Ride Norfolk operates an on-demand transit service across Norfolk County from Monday to Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Enjoy the podcast today. Dave Scott Hub Media. It's the 2026 January show with Lill from CMHA. How are you, Lill? Good to see you. Happy New Year.
I'm good, thank you. Happy New Year.
I know for a fact that you are a huge soccer fan. So do you want to start with World Cup? No, we're going to talk sports today. And I got to tell you, sports in my life has always been the positive. It's been the constant. Growing up, the household wasn't exactly pleasant to be in. So I partook in every sport I could. I just found that that was my exit strategy, and I loved it because it took my mind off maybe problems at home or what was going on, and it gave me a lot of the skills I have today. In mental health aspects, sports can be such a positive thing, can it?
Absolutely, 100%. Sports is excellent for your mental health. It's a diversion. It also, working part of a team is really good for that support. And also, we know that being physically fit and being sports driven is really, really good for your mind, keeps your mind sharp and keeps you mentally healthy.
I got to admit, too, one of the things I think that saved me was over the years, I was really lucky to have some really great coaches, those mentors to look up to,
Yep.
those role models. And I found that, whenever I needed a boost, they were always there. Does that
Yep.
make sense? It was just those
Absolutely.
moments, it may be during the game, it might have been after the game or before the game, but they said the things I needed to hear at that time to reinforce the positive environment I needed to be in.
Yes, absolutely, Dave. A good coach is like your father, right?
Yeah.
And your mentor, and can really be a very positive and guiding force in young men's lives.
I always try and tell folks too, I've coached a lot of different sports over the years and I've always enjoyed it. And I always try and say, encourage people to get out and do exercise because I find that for myself, that's like we've talked about, that's a key for me to keep myself mentally strong and capable. And I just think the younger generation too, I'm always, I'm reminding my kids, walk your dogs, get out, enjoy it. Look at that sunset. Those things are so critical, isn't it, towards your mental health?
Absolutely. There's that mind-body connection, right? When you exercise, when you're fit, it just keeps you mentally healthy. And I stress that a lot in my presentations that, we need exercise in our lives. I mean, you can be like this pro athlete or walking, walk your dog. That's exercise. But you have to get that blood flowing, that oxygen into your lungs. And there's just such an important mind-body connection. Yeah.
The other aspect that I want to touch on, because I think team sports especially, provide that social skills
Yes.
that sometimes, we need to go do those things to go run with the group and just be in that
Yeah.
environment, laugh a little and enjoy it. And I think as we
Yes.
age, we tend to forget those things are so critical, don't we?
Yes, absolutely. And as I mentioned to you earlier, we recently did a training for the Brantford Bulldogs, and it was wonderful to see these young men really enjoying themselves, and that teamwork and that camaraderie was just so evident, right? And they had each other's backs, and that's being part of a team, right?
So you guys got a program with them?
Yes, it's called Talk Today.
Okay.
And, this is kind of a segue for what's coming up in February. And so what Talk Today is, it is a program of CMHA Ontario. However, we have the program here as well. And the game day is February 25th. And we'll be talking more about that, hopefully, in your next program and talking about how to get involved. What it focuses on is mental health in sports.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And like you said, the Bulldogs are involved. Is there anybody, can I talk to somebody at the Bulldogs? Could you set that up?
Yeah. We
That'd be
we
kind of
talked
fun.
we talked to them so long at our training session that we actually forgot to log out of our ADP program. So it looks like we worked 24 hours a day. We got a bit distracted, but it was very engaging. Lovely young men. Yeah.
And it's kind of a neat the way like, I was thinking when you brought that up, I was thinking about back in the day when I was a kid playing junior hockey, and I'm like, we didn't have programs like that. Like,
No.
that's kind of cool how far we've come, as a
Yeah.
society.
Yeah. And this is an awesome program. And I, certainly don't want to steal the thunder of our next program. But we all know that the pressure of playing pro sports can
Oof.
really wreak havoc on a young person's mind, right? And mental health. So this program addresses that, right? Take care of your mental health. It's really important.
And I do think too, because and this will be I know we got to move on, but I want to ask because I don't think we really understand. Like, I'm a Leaf fan, I'm a Blue Jay fan, I'm a Bills fan. So when they lose the game, mentally you feel like you're such a
Yeah.
part of it, right? You
Yeah.
feel it, and you're like, "Oh, I just need to go do something. I need to
That's
shake
right.
this off," because it's not personal.
No.
It's just your team, and we all
Exactly.
do it, and then
Yeah.
it manifests itself. So I don't know. Can you share any advice on just it's great. I know you're a big soccer fan, and World Cup's coming, so we're all gonna have disappointments at some point, right?
Right. Exactly. So if we're disappointed as fans, can you imagine how the players feel,
Oh,
right?
good
It
point.
is personal for them, right? And again, with that pressure on them to win, to succeed, to move forward, to win the cup, right? That is a lot of pressure on pro athletes. It really is. And there was really nothing to take care of their mental health. It's all about perform, perform, perform. But, we're seeing mental health challenges with our pro athletes. We're seeing suicide.
Yeah.
And, this is really, it's really important. So have been taking note that mental health is very important. And, we need to take care of our athletes' mental health as well. Yeah. Not
Yeah,
just their knees and their hips.
yeah, certainly. You're right. I mean, the sports psychology of it all
Yep.
is phenomenal, and I've had an opportunity. I've read a couple books on it, and I was just blown away by what some of the athletes do just to get ready for a game, like the
Yep.
focus, the intent, and like you just said, if it all goes sideways,
Yep.
there's pieces left, right? That you got to pick up and start over. As a
Absolutely.
pro athlete, you got to have a short memory, I guess.
Definitely. And it's not just about like your physical performance, just the mental space that you need to prepare yourself and be in. It's a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure. Yeah.
That self-confidence too goes a long way in
Yes.
these in all the athletes that we see. One thing I do want to bring up while we're still talking about this is the growth of women's sports, right? It's just been phenomenal. The WNBA, the Women's Hockey League, like we really got to understand that from both sides of an athlete now. Like we've got to look at what these women are going through as well on the
Yes.
mental health side of it because the challenges are the same there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. If you're a pro athlete, no doubt about it, there's going to be pressure on you to succeed. And sometimes that pressure, can really manifest itself in ways that, are not mentally healthy. So, yeah.
And even all the way down to the amateur ranks, when your kids are playing the sport,
Yeah.
it's their sport. Like I coached for a number of years, and you'd see
Yeah.
parents that were upset, and
Ah,
and it's a game. It's their game, not yours. Let them
it's
enjoy
again.
it. And if they want to sit in the field and pull grass out, let them be.
Yeah, I know,
It's
exactly, and when you see the number of parent fights and everything, you're going, "Oh my
that's a
goodness,
whole show in itself.
my goodness." I
I
know.
I I agree, and I think the big perspective at all levels, it's a game. It's not,
It's a
it
game.
is just a game, and life will move on, and we have to go through it. I look forward to this. I'm excited to talk
Yeah,
to the person for the Brantford team because I think that'd be a lot of fun. So next month, February show, we're going to be trying to talk to someone from the Brantford Bulldogs about this Talk Today program, and I want to thank you, Lil, for taking the time today and setting that up.
my pleasure, Dave.